Hey, YouTube. Well, this is going to be a unique video, but I feel like it's something I should do. All right, so I've been observing this feud that apparently I have ignited between these other two YouTubers. I'm not going to refrain from using their names because I'm going to try to correct the situation as best I can. Okay, here's the situation. You guys know who follow me and probably follow these guys. A few months ago, I came on YouTube and I accused this guy of being a homosexual. I did that because I felt like he was obsessed with the subject of homosexuality. He seemed to always talk about it, right? He seemed to always get involved in these gay characters. Seems like every video was about homosexuality, although I've been assured that he has talked about other things. This is not a big YouTuber. There's no reason I should have done that. So I can, this is hard for me now. Trust me, this is difficult. I will say, I will apologize, and I was wrong. Here's why I was wrong. I didn't know that man, and just because I don't like his obsession with homosexuality, there's no reason for me to go on here and accuse him of being a homosexual. Now, that as I tried to explain in that video, there are people like that. There are people who, particularly in the early years, who seem obsessed with homosexuality. It's always in their mouth. It's the primary thing for their whole lives, right? There are people, but I had no reason to jump to the conclusion that that was this man's story. So this dude's name is Larry Nelson. Now, I already said I wasn't going to say his name no more, but I'm saying it now because I'm hoping I can at last put this shit to rest. Okay, so I just observed another of his videos. Now, even though he says he's not talking about me and the feud is not between me and him, my name is always in it. So since my name is in every one of these videos, he's going back and forth with the other person's name. It's Jay Wilson. My name is always there. It all began with me calling this man homosexual. So when I did that, perhaps I was trying to be confrontational. I just wanted him to get off the homosexual people and some of the things that I considered to be homophobic, an obsession. It still was not right for me to go and call that person a homosexual. Now, in this last video we made today, this week has been strange and it's been escalating. Apparently, Mr. Jay Wilson inserted himself into that with an opinion. But YouTube, that's what YouTube is. It's opinions. It's commentary. People commentate on things that are around them. Basically, it's around a lot of celebrities, but also there are people who comment on other YouTubers. I mean, it's a way to stay involved. There's only so much celebrity gossip you can do in a day. Sometimes people will insert themselves. So he inserted himself with this person. I don't think that Jay Wilson agreed with me calling this man homosexual, but they kind of formed that online relationship, friendship, or whatever you call it, a back and forth online, right? Based on these things that I did. So I did that initial video. I called it the Church of Gays in Crisis. Who is Larry Nelson? So I'm going to erase that. The moment that I get through with this video, I'm going to erase that video and the one following it because I went on, I made that accusation or that observation, and then later that day I said I wanted to squash any kind of back and forth or any kind of beef that we might have with each other. I just wanted him to stop saying the words faggot and accusing people. I mean, to let go of the homosexual agenda. But basically, just stop using some of the language that he was using, right? It was still wrong for me to first accuse this person of being a homosexual and then to, in that same day, say, okay, I've accused you now, so now I want to stop. That ain't right. That ain't right. It's hard for me to say when I'm wrong, but I don't have a problem with, after looking at this thing and how it's escalated, that was wrong. I can't, that's like somebody come and accuse me of being a child molester, and then later that day say, okay, I've had enough of it. I don't want to get in no beef. So this is the end of it. I did that. I did that, and now I can finally admit it. What's prompting me to do this video is because I just saw that person again. I'll use you guys' names. I'm through with it. And I am going to shut it down. But Larry Nelson. What was I just saying? I forget already. Oh, today he made another video. So the last few days there's been vicious videos going back and forth with those two people. That started, I only ignited the fire, but it's built now. They got this thing going between them. But my name is always in it. So for that reason, I feel like I've really affected. Today, this person, he made a video saying that he was going to go on vacation for a week or whatever. And he said something I thought was kind of profound. And it's wrong, but it's always been. Worst thing you can say to a heterosexual person, you're a homosexual. Now, it ain't right, but throughout history, I had to go back to school again. That's where we learned the most stuff, right? We always knew in school that the very worst thing you could say to a heterosexual person is you're a homosexual, right? It's like when you cross that line, that's like worse than talking about your mama. Call somebody homosexual, they consider it the worst thing. Now, I don't consider it the worst thing in the world, but he's right in the respect that that's a heavy accusation. And apparently it has really affected this dude. For me, could have clapped back a couple of times and been done with it. But that's just for me. I guess for him, this dude, Larry, it's a huge deal. And it's unresolved because I cut it off right at his knees. I started it and then cut it off before it was truly addressed, the anger that he had about this thing. And now he seems to be taking it out on Brother Wilson. Because when he was making this video that he made today, he kept saying my name, but then he would say the beef that he was having with Wilson. So it's all involved with him, these things. My actions and his actions, because Wilson is not the one that called him a homosexual. I was. You see what I'm saying? So we need to try to help this dude, Larry, get back out of this thing. And the only thing I can do, first I said I apologize for even bringing this up. Yes, I was offended by what he was saying on this channel. But my thing was then I was supposed to unsubscribe from his channel, never look at his channel again, and perhaps even block his channel. So it wasn't for me to go in there with a big accusation, just being messy. Although I did believe those things, it was my true observation. I don't think I was just making up something. It was not for me to call. It's not for me to make that they call it. That's what he was. That's who he is. So he takes it personally. Those videos are still up. People can still see them. And for him, I imagine I have hurt his reputation. He's transferring all of that bottled up rage against this other guy, Jay Wilson. I don't know what's going to happen between those two, but some of the things that Brother Larry is saying, it just seems like it's pressing up against his mind. Like I'm concerned about he's talking about violence and just, I mean, he's way over the top with this thing. So I'm going to try to help diffuse it. What I'm going to say is, okay, as far as I know, I've never heard anyone say that Larry Nelson is a homosexual. That's something that came purely out of my own mind. It was inappropriate for me to go in there and accuse him of that. Okay, that's thing number one. Thing number two is I'm going to take those videos down. So people in the future who don't know him will not be, that won't be their introduction to him. Because unfortunately sometimes what happens is people become aware of people. I'm sure I helped his numbers. I'm sure people love, mess. So it helps the numbers, but it introduces him in that way, which is not right. Hopefully those two can learn from what I'm saying now. Just erase each other. Erase each other. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Okay, Larry's he's going to always stew about this accusation, right? Because homosexuality was always so big in his mind. It's a big deal to him. And he has a right, big deal basically to all straight men if he is a straight man. I'm assuming he says he is. We never heard nobody say he wasn't. So he's a straight man. Okay, so what's going to happen is this. He's going to continue to escalate because some of the things that he said in the last few videos, he could easily have his page taken down again. And I don't take pleasure in something like that happening. I had nothing to do with his page being taken down before, but people got offended by some of the things he said. And he's going to say something is going to ignite someone else to report him. He'll end up with no page at all, right? And he'll still have the accusation that he's gay out there in the world. So I'm going to do my part to take my part down. Okay, so if he continues to talk that way, it's going to happen, right? Jay Wilson is going to continue to have his reputation questioned, his ministry questioned. You know, you guys are digging deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I hate the idea that I ignited something like that. But that's the thing about internet. You never know who you're talking to. You don't know who the hell you're talking to. You could be talking to Jeffrey Dahmer online and you would not know it, right? I'm learning this myself. You don't know who you're dealing with. You just don't know. So I don't want these guys hurting each other because of me. I'm only saying because of me, because every time you talk about it, my name is still in it. So I ignited that, and I apologize for that. Apologize to his fans, my fans, Jay Wilson's fans. It was wrong. Don't do that. No matter what I feel, I have to feel that. That's just what I feel. It got nothing to do with going and accusing someone else, besmirching their reputation. Okay? Please, people, if you hear this, please, 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 both of you guys, accept my apology and accept my advice. Disassociate yourselves from each other and let that damn thing go. I don't know if you think you can push the numbers more, but it seems like it's getting too deep to me. All right. Later, people.